HiveMind, and I just got another issue of the LEGO Ninjago Magazine. Or actually, I didn't just get another issue. This came in about 2 weeks ago, but I actually just got back from a trip to Denmark where I visited LEGO's headquarters and I got to meet a bunch of other LEGO YouTubers and content creators. It was a really fun time, and I'll have a video on all that coming eventually, but there's a lot of footage to get through there, and I'm not ready to make that video just yet. However, this magazine came in the day I was leaving, so I didn't have time to film or edit a video about it, but I am finally back and I'm settled in, so it's time to finally make a video about this magazine, and this month's issue comes with an Arin minifigure. Arin is, of course, one of the new Ninja for Dragons Rising, and he is a fairly common figure in the sets. However, he doesn't come in any super cheap sets, so it's definitely nice to have a cheap way to get him. But we'll take a look at the figure at the end of this video. For now, let's take a look at the magazine itself. I'll remove him from the cover so we get to the full cover. And then we also have a Harry Potter card right here, because for some reason the Ninjago magazines come with those now. I forget this character's name. Not a big Harry Potter guy. I'm not sure why we get these and not Ninjago cards on the Ninjago magazines, but alright, if you're a fan of Harry Potter and you live in the UK, you can get this with your Ninjago magazine, but I don't have much need for it. Anyway, here is the full cover of the magazine. It mentions LEGO toy, new Ninja Arin with grappling iron. LEGO toy, Arin, super long and super cool. Revealed the secrets of Imperium. We get mega posters and we have a showdown in the sky. Can the ninja survive a surprise attack? I'm actually looking forward to the comic. I'm excited to see what it has in store. But anyway, now let's get this magazine opened up and turn to the first page. There's an advertisement for LEGO Technic here. That's a new one for these magazines. Table of contents, and now let's turn to the first page. And this is, of course, the page on the Arin minifigure. Ambitious, everyday Arin stands in the garden of his parents' house, diligently training his ninja skills and making mom and dad mighty proud. But then, alone. The Mergequake turns his whole world upside down. He loses his home, his parents, and ends up in a completely unknown world. Like you, Arin is a huge ninja fan. He is so keen, and he even taught himself the art of Spinjitzu and also has a grappling iron. I assume grappling iron's a British way to say grappling hook, because this is the UK version of this magazine. They don't have an American version. Anyway, then on this next page, we have a dice rolling game. We have to try to avoid these tentacles coming out of a Mergequake. Turning to the next page, it's actually kind of interesting. There's no instructions for the Arin minifigure. Normally there's instructions right here. Obviously, it doesn't seem too difficult to build, but it's a bit weird not to see that. But yeah, let's turn to this page. Tuning Sora's Ride. This is a maze where they get through all these different tires. This one wants you to build Lego bricks, and this one you have to figure out which of these shoots this enemy. It's cool that we're actually getting like games for Sora and Arin now, because those weren't in the previous magazines, I'm pretty sure. These are like fully new characters now. Very, very exciting to see. Also, this Sora picture is kind of interesting because that's a minifigure render, but she does have her show hairpiece. I do hope we get that one day. But yeah, at the moment, there's no indication that we will. Anyway, now let's turn to the next page. This is a Spot the Differences game for Cole. And then this is a Draw Your Own Dragon page, where you can come up with a name for them and a special skill. And then they also encourage you to build your own dragon with LEGO bricks. But now we come to the most interesting part of the magazine, and that is, of course, the comics. So, as always, I'm not going to read the entire comic to you guys, but feel free to pause the video and read it for yourself. And if I notice anything especially funny or interesting, I will stop and point it out to you. Okay, so this takes place after they meet the matriarch dragon, and they're headed back. Okay, so Rapton and his crew are going back after the ninja, and he wants to become Beatrix's new #1. This panel is really uncanny, because, like, everything's illustrated, but then they just have random renders of Rapton right here, like 3D renders of the minifigure. Or those might even be screenshots from the show, I can't tell with the filter on it. But either way, they're definitely not illustrated like the rest of it, so they feel very out of place. Quite bizarre to see. Alright, they're back, they're fighting. Lloyd's using Spinjitzu, Arin tries to copy him, and it looks like he's flying all over the place. Mixing things up with the panels here, I like that a lot. It makes the action feel a lot more dynamic. Really cool pose on Lloyd here too. Sometimes the comics feel like really rigid with the characters, and that's not the case at all this time. There's lots of life here. But it looks like Arin's being captured, and this is unfortunately the break in the comic. Here we have a mangled message. Zane sends Nia a coded message about where he wants to meet his hero friend, but some interference gets in the way. And this is a game where you're supposed to decode these frequencies. That's actually pretty fun. I'm gonna skip to the end to see the answer. It just says Ninjago City, nothing all too interesting. Then we have the posters in the center. And here's the first one, and this one's actually really awesome. Wow, I wasn't expecting to like this one this much, but that looks so cool. It says Forever Ninja, and it's just got the 6th original ninja with their like visors on. That actually looks amazing. It doesn't just feel randomly thrown together. That background actually looks really beautiful. That might be one of my favorite posters they've ever done. I feel like the posters have been really good recently, and this one is no exception at all. I love how this turned out. And then the other one, personally, I don't find as exciting. It's just a poster of Lord Raz, and it says Lord Raz. But even this one's not bad at all. I like how he's coming out of a Mergequake. That's a lot of fun. And it is just the minifigure render, but hey, I mean, it does look good. Yeah, 2 very good posters this time around. The Raz one's good, but this one's incredible. I really, really love how this one turned out. Okay, this is kind of interesting, potentially, or maybe not. What causes Mergequakes and how can they be stopped? I'm sorry, not Mergequakes. That's not what it says. It says Merchquakes. You know, when merchandise accidentally gets everywhere. That's a pretty funny typo. But anyway, what causes Mergequakes and how can they be stopped? Nia searches for answers in the archives of the Cloud Kingdom, and in the process, she stumbles across a mysterious box. Does this box have the answers? I don't know. Let's check. I'm flipping to the back to spoil myself. Oops. Wow, it doesn't even tell you the answer, it just says classified and then it's a couple symbols. However, that looks like Ninjago to me, so I'm going to translate that real quick. Okay, they're actually all numbers. It's 43765. That doesn't jump out to me as anything, like, what would that mean? I'm not sure. If you guys have any theories, let me know in the comments. But definitely very curious. I've not seen the magazine do something like that before, where it's actually, like, properly teasing something for the show, and then they don't just give you the answer in the back. Definitely something to think about. Anyway, then we have a much more fun game, Go Fetch with Baby Ryu, and I love this little render of him. He is so cute. Look at him. He's such a little guy. Grah! Ryu is quite a playful little fellow. His favorite game is fetching sticks, but this time the stick has landed in the dark bushes. Help Ryu find it again. And it's actually a kind of huge maze. Usually the mazes in this thing aren't this big. But yeah, I just want to put that out because I love him. But now we turn to the next page and we are back to the comic. Okay, they're slowly taking down the Imperium one by one. This is a very funny image right here. Oh my goodness. Why does he look like that? But it looks like, yeah, Baby Ryu's jumping in to save the day. All these illustrations are so cute. Just look at him. Okay, and Sora rebuilds like some of the Imperium stuff into her own thing, and then she uses it to chase the other Imperium off. Okay, honestly, I really enjoyed this story. It's one of those ones that just like adds extra context to the episodes that we don't see, but it doesn't really contradict canon either. So this could exist in the Action Ninjago world, or it could not, and either is perfectly fine, but I feel like it helps to develop the characters a little bit more. We see a little bit more of Sora's power, which is really cool. I had a lot of fun with this one, and I'm just so happy to see these new characters in action. Definitely looking forward to next month's comic too. But of course, that's not everything with the magazine. We still have a few more pages. This is the page on Imperium, and it looks like there's a few different games here. This is jam-packed. You have to figure out which of these dragons has the most power. This one you have to figure out which of these paths leads to the finish. This game's actually really cute. You have to color in these pictures of Lloyd, Arin, and Sora to put them in disguises, and they give you some examples up here. That's actually a lot of fun. I love that idea. And this is like a Pokemon Evil Team base floor puzzle. That's pretty neat. Then this is an advertisement for the Photak Beast set. The next page we have target practice. We just have to add up the scores for all these different characters. An advertisement for the LEGO City magazine, and then we come to the very last page where we have an advertisement for next month's Ninjago magazine. And this one's going to come with an Imperium Claw Hunter minifigure, which is actually a fantastic one to get. Because these are just the generic Imperium soldiers in the show, but they really don't come in too many sets. The generals come in more sets than just the generic golden ones. So it's going to be very nice to have a cheaper way to get this in a magazine. Then we have some postcards on the end right here, which looks like you can cut out. And here's how they look from the front. We have, "You're a beast. Greetings from another realm. Hit me up." And then most importantly, "See woo soon." I love that. That's awesome. Anyway, I think that's about all I have to show you for the magazine, so now let's get the Arin polybag opened up and take a look at the minifigure as well as the accessory that it comes with. Just tear this thing straight open, pour it out. And here's the Arin minifigure all put together. So before we talk about the minifigure himself, I want to start by talking about his accessory right here. Because this accessory is the only part about this figure that is actually exclusive. And none of the pieces in the accessory are exclusive, but this combination of pieces is exclusive. This exact build doesn't come in any other set. And I have to say, I really, really like this one. Now, the magazines often come with like pretty unique builds that are different from what we get in sets. But this is something that I truly believe should have been in sets, and I think it's really weird that it isn't. Because of course, Arin's whole thing is that he has a grappling hook, he swings around on a grappling hook, and he does come with this giant grappling hook piece in the sets. But in the show, the grappling hook comes from like a little grappling gun, and he doesn't have that handle in the sets, but luckily it is here in this magazine. It just uses like the sci-fi ray gun piece, and then like this sort of eggshell piece, and then the giant grappling hook coming out the front of it. This just makes so much more sense, and I think it makes the toy significantly better. And in the future, I hope builds like this come in the official sets. But for the time being, I'm happy at the very least it is here in the magazine. And if you've not seen this piece before, the grappling hook is a rubber piece, so it's very easy to stretch. You can have Arin hold on to the other side if you want to. It's a fantastic part, and this piece at the end is everything it needed to be perfect. But now removing that, here's the full Arin figure, and I mean, yeah, this guy's good. I've already covered him quite a few times on this channel, but I am very happy with how this figure turned out. Bright orange is a really neat color, and I like how it combines with the normal orange with the design on the torso as well as the one arm over here. The only part I don't love about this guy is the green belt. I just feel like that shade of green's a little bit ugly. I get why it's there, it's to sort of tie into Lloyd because Arin's a huge fan of Lloyd and Lloyd's training Arin, but I feel like a dark green would have looked a lot better than this light green. I also think it's really neat that Arin's ninja suit doubles as his hoodie, so if he takes his mask off, it's very easy to create a more casual version of Arin. And then of course you can also see his full face print here. Turning around to the back, he's got his name written in jargon, and there's more of that dragon tail. And there he is with the armor back on. Of course, two katanas fit in the armor around the back. They don't come in this poly bag, but if you have them for your own collection, you can put them there. And I also quite like his dual molded hood piece with like the horns at the front. So yeah, not a super uncommon minifigure, but this is by far the cheapest way to get him, and I think the accessory especially is fantastic. I'm really, really happy with this one. But overall, what are my thoughts on this magazine? Honestly, this is pretty close to perfect. I don't know how I would improve this magazine. magazine. The posters were really great, like I was genuinely impressed, the comic was a lot of fun. The games were like surprisingly in-depth, like there was more to them than just like simple kids games. Like there was still the simple kids games in there, but I've reviewed dozens of these magazines on this channel and the games often feel very samey after some time, which is fine, it's a kids magazine, like I'm not the one playing the games, but I was impressed, there was some unique stuff in there. And then of course, most importantly, the minifigure I think is really good. Not the most exciting if you already have some Dragons Rising sets, because of course he's not like the most rare figure, but it's great to have a way to get this guy for cheap, the accessory is really fun. I am overall impressed all around. But of course, those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think of this magazine in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!